Welcome back to Julie's Wreath Boutique. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to use kind of like a wreath made out of wood today. We're going to use two different products by two different companies, and I'm going to tell you more about that in a moment. You can get each of these products in the description box below. I will have links for both of them. But I wanted to kind of show you my own spin on the black and white check wall decor and this beautiful hello sign made out of birch wood from DLP Designs. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start this video off explaining what I did wrong, okay? This is a great way to start off a video. So when I was originally making this for you guys, and this sign is so cute, I love it. It has the little holes, and you'll see it in the next slide of the video here. But I got the sign from DLP Designs. Her name is Debbie, and she makes these amazing wood cutouts from signs that you can paint to things that you can have engraved. I mean, she sells so many different things that you can do and make and create. I want you to check out her website below. The link is in the description box below. Okay, so check that out. And Debbie, I'm sorry, somehow I thought I was filming and I wasn't filming. So I'm filming two steps here that I forgot, or something happened, and it was just one of those days. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate on just a Dollar Tree product. This is not nearly as nice or as thick as this board is. I want to kind of show you here how thick. I think that's 1/4 inch. And it is so nice. This is not going to break. It's just so nice. I want you guys to show Debbie some love. Go to her website. Go follow her on Instagram and Facebook and show her some love. She has great stuff. So this is what is the ending product. But let me show you how I got this stain on this form. Another thing, you don't have to stain. You could use spray paint, but I live in the wonderful state of Michigan where we're having sub-zero weather right now. So spray painting is just not an option for me. So I decided to use this gel stain that I picked up at Hobby Lobby. And I did 2 steps on this wreath because I wanted to kind of darken up the stain. You could just buy a different color stain altogether, whatever floats your boat, okay? So I'm going to show you the steps I did to get this color. So what I'm using is the Min Wax Gel Stain Walnut color. All right, so let's get started here. And I'm going to open up my little can here. I have a question for you. I have this already. I have this tool. Okay, this is a Julie moment. What is this tool for? Why did I buy it? So leave it in the comments. Say, Julie, that's a such and such tool. I'm thinking, what in the world did I buy this for? It has this little lever thing, and I don't know. I have no clue what this is. But hey, it opened up this can, so that's all that matters, right? Okay, so let's go on. Enough of Julie's antics this morning. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut this off because I'm not going to use this sign. Valentine's Day is coming up and I'm not making anything else for Valentine's Day. Let's just be honest. Okay, get rid of that. So all I did, and this is really simple. Let me put my gloves on. Can't mess up those nails. Okay. You're going to need an old rag. If you use this method, if you just want to paint it, paint it. If you want to spray paint it, spray paint it. If you live in normal weather, unlike Michigan, go for it. Now, I already, of course, stirred that the other day, so I don't need to stir it again. So all I'm doing, now the directions, if I follow the directions on the gel stain wax, it says to sit for 30 minutes. I didn't let this sit. I just put it on. Let's put a little bit more on my brush there. I just put it on like so. And this might look a little different than the actual finished product because they're not going to use as nice of wood, okay? So I just literally just put it on. You can't mess this up. And then I just went back and I took it off with my rag, okay? So that was step 1. I let that dry for a little bit, and since I'm impatient today because I'm frustrated with myself, I'm going to show you step 2 now. So I just took what we're going to do is about 3 parts water and 1 part black acrylic paint, okay? And I wanted this to have a little bit darker sheen on it, so this is what I did. Again, I am not an expert in painting whatsoever, so that's where you should follow Debbie, because she does, I think, lives and all that, and shows you how to do it. I was supposed to use something else. Hold on. Gotta stir it. And I might put just a tinge. I'm not sure exactly how much black I have in there, but you can just kind of play around with it. And I think I was supposed to use this brush right here. So, all right, there's like a hair on that brush. I'm just gonna throw it away. Yeah, yep. It's one of those days, right? Okay. So I just put a little bit of this on, and then I just went over top, and I would probably add a little bit more paint to that mixture. Okay. And then again, I took my rag and I just did that, and it just gave it a little bit darker feel for me. Okay. So if that's what you want to do, you don't have to do it like this. This is just what I did. And I want you guys to have a step-by-step tutorial. I think you know that here. So I want you to see how did Julie do it. So now we can go on to the previously correctly recorded portion of this video. And I hope you enjoyed my mess up here, but we got it done. Okay, so I'm going to be daring right now, and I'm going to paint the hello part with white paint. I love it the way it looks, but I'm thinking, I think it would look even prettier if I had that hello just kind of popping out. So yeah, I'm not real, got paint on me for thumb. I'm not real daring when it comes to painting and doing stuff like this. But trust me, if I can do this, you can do this, okay? So what did I do? I went and I rated my kids' art supplies, because I don't, of course, have nice paintbrushes, because when have I ever showed you guys how to paint? I'm not that person, okay? I'm not the paint teacher here. So my worry is this part right here and this part. So I want to try to be as I don't know, as careful as I can be with this, because there's no going back, okay? So I'm just going to go really slow. Oh, I can hear my elephants. Can you guys hear my elephants? All right, it's not too bad. All right, deep breath, deep breath. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through and I'm going to paint the hello part. I like to change my mind. If you've been watching me for a while, you know I like to change my mind. So I'm gonna paint this and I'll be right back. Okay, it's not perfect, but that's okay. It's the best I can do. But I think it just kind of pops the hello a little bit. So let's put on our ribbon and finish this up. I'm going to take some twine. If you have a little bit, maybe thicker rope, that might be a good idea too. But I think this is going to be great. So I'm just going to take about, 15 inches, 12 inches. I'm going to go through one hole and through the top hole for the hanger. And I'm just going to flip it over and just make a little knot here. Let's see. You could use ribbon if you'd rather. Here, let's just do this. And then what I will do is I will probably just, I don't know, maybe glue it down just a tad. I don't know, there's probably a better way to do this, and my friend Debbie probably knows how to do that. So I'm just going to put a little tack of glue right under there. Okay. And I'm going to glue that down. Okay, so we've got our little tie on here. So what we're going to do is we are going to just bend our ribbon. I'm using 2.5 inch thick ribbon. And I'm going to just kind of get it started. I'm going to go in the top, okay, to the right here. I'm going to go through it, and I cut 5 yards of this ribbon. And honestly, you could just keep it on the roll. You don't really have to have it cut like I did, just because It could have just stayed on the roll. That's probably, it would have been a better idea, but of course I didn't do that. So learn from my mistakes. This ribbon, I believe came from the Wreath Shop, and you want good ribbon. I don't know that I would just use any kind of ribbon, just because you don't want the ribbon to get damaged, because you're pulling it through several times here. So we need good ribbon. So I'm just going to keep pulling here. I think I have way too much ribbon here, but that's okay. I'm committed at this point, right? I am committed. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that much. I think I cut way too much. Okay. So I'm going to take my end. Pick it up off the floor, Julie. And I'm going to roll it again. I'm going to get it started, and I'm going to come up through the next hole. I'm going to pull it all the way out, and then we're going to go to the next one. See, that's really nice ribbon, because I can make that look good again. All right. Take your hole and go through the next one. What I like about this project is you could change if you wanted to have spring ribbon, if you wanted to have Christmas ribbon, you just change out the ribbon, you know, and you've got a different look, which I think is really nice. All right, so let's turn this over. I'm gonna pull. You don't need too big of a loop, and I like that this is wired and it's going to keep its shape. So that's really pretty right there. So I'm going to turn it over and see, yeah, I'm a little twisted over here, so I'm going to just try to fix that. So I think that's about good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up out of this one, go in, come up, go in, and so forth until I get back to the end, and we will tie our bow. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest, you know the bows that you do, like you're tying your shoes, I've never been good at it, and so I really was struggling when I got to this part. So I just want to let you know, I struggle too, guys. I don't just come up with beautiful wreaths all the time. And there's my chair creaking. So let's finish this wreath off. It's really simple. I'm going to, I did just a knot like you do when you're, you know, tying your shoes. And I'm going to kind of smooth out because I wrinkled up my ribbon a little bit. So I'm just going to make a nice size bow here. I'm going to wrap it, and then I'm going to turn it so that the right side is going in, okay? Just like you're tying a pair of shoes. Everybody knows how to do this except for my kids. I'm serious. My kids don't know how to tie their shoes yet because everything is Velcro. I know, mom fail there, right? So you're just gonna pull it, and you're just gonna pull it some more, and we're just gonna get it. This is when I'm gonna turn it now. I'm gonna work on this, and I probably will put a little bit of glue just to make sure that my bow, just because it's not cooperating with me, like I said, this is not my gig here. I've never been able to make these bows quite right. Okay, so I think that's looking pretty good. So, does that look about right? I'm just kind of looking here. I think that's about right. I'm gonna pull this one just a bit. There we go. I just want to make my loops the right way. I think this sign is adorable, okay? I just think it is adorable. So what I want to do is I'm just going to do a side thing here. Find some scissors here, and I don't want it to cover up my hello. These are not my best scissors. Okay, Julie. Not your best scissors. Let's get a different pair. I just think this is pretty. This is, I mean, what would you call this? Kind of farmhousey. And I just, you know, I love buffalo plaid. You guys know that. So I'm going to cut this about the right area here. Yep, much better scissors. All right, I'm going to fluff up my bows a little bit. I don't know. I don't think I need any glue. What do you guys think? I think that's adorable. I love this. This one is staying with me. I'm keeping this one. You know, I don't keep very many things. So you're just going to go through and you're just going to puff it up here. But I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I love it. Okay, so on to the next project. I purchased this from the Wreath shop, oh my goodness, last summer, I believe. I was so excited about it, and then I just never did anything with it because, I'm going to be honest here, my last name is Oxendine and my initial is O. And when I saw this, I, like envision a beautiful initial. Well, mine's O, so it's not that exciting. So what could I do to make it different? So I think this would be pretty with an initial. Maybe if you painted it yellow or gray or red, if you have like a nice M or a nice J for your last name, if your last name is Jones, do an initial. I think it's pretty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you another option. I got these wreath forms from Hobby Lobby, and actually it's supposedly like 2 wreath forms in one, a 2-pack of the 10-inch. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually keep it together. I'm not going to take this apart because I want to make a wreath with this Greenery that I've gotten at Hobby Lobby. So we're going to make a wreath for this, and then we're going to run some ribbon like we did the other project, just like we did there, and then we're going to attach this onto this board. So if you want this board, you can look in the description box below because I'll have a link for it as well. So this is a pretty good size board. It's like 21 inches in diameter, so this will fill up a nice big space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this wreath. You can buy these already pre-made at Hobby Lobby, or do something different if you want to have like little daisies or whatever, just something, whatever you want to do. This is what I'm doing. I have a video how to do this, but we're just doing it on a smaller wreath frame. So instead of me making you watch me make it, I'm going to leave the link for that video in the description box below. I'm going to make this wreath and then show you how to put this together. Okay, so we're now to the next part, which is to put our ribbon in this, wall decor piece that we're doing. I just did the wreath, and I think that's going to be really pretty. I think it's going to make it really pop, and I'm excited about it. So I'm going to set this over here. I did use almost about 3 bunches of the Greenery, but again, that's in my tutorial, and that is a 10-inch Grapevine Wreath that I got at Hobby Lobby. So this time I'm going to use black. I would have used like a brown, like a burlap color, but I don't have any more of that. So I'm going to use this. I had purchased this for like 20 bucks from the Wreath shop. It has 50 yards of this black ribbon that has wire in it. Honestly, I don't really think you'd have to have wire in this ribbon just because the board itself is going to help keep the structure of the wreath. So I'm not going to cut this one. I'm going to leave it like it is. I'm going to let it stay on the roll so that I'm not cutting any extra ribbon. So do that with the other one as well if you decide to do that. So again, you're going to go through the top, and you're going to just do the same thing we did on the other wreath. It's pretty easy, okay? So I'm going to pull quite a bit through here because we're going to try to go through all of this. And I might have to adjust it a little bit, and that's all right. So I'm just going to go through. I think that's plenty. And we're going to do the same thing we did before, okay? We're just going to go up through the thing. You're going to, through the little hole here, and you're going to decide how big you want your little loop here, and then you're just going to keep repeating this process, and then we're going to put a bow. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got the ribbon tied it the same way as the other one. I trimmed out my tails. Again, if you wanted to do just a monogram and just glue it down here, that would be really pretty. If you had something that you could do with your Cricut, I think that would be really nice too. But I try to do stuff because I know not everybody has a Cricut or a Silhouette. So I try to do things that you can do without spending a bunch of money on equipment. If you would like to see Cricut or Cricut, is it Cricut or Cricut? Anyways, if you would like to see something like that, let me know in the comments because I'd be interested in knowing. I am not a pro, but I would be willing to share what I do know. Okay, so now that we've done this, I'm going to add a little bit of glue to my ribbon just to kind of straighten it out just a bit here. So I'm just going to add just a little bit, not a lot. And then I'm going to add a little bit over here just to kind of keep its shape. This one wanted to kind of go wonky on me a little bit. I know wonky's not a word, Julie, but that's okay. All right. Anyways, okay, so then I'm going to add a little bit over here. And again, if you didn't want to do a bow like this, you could just simply make a bow and then, you know, attach it and glue it that way. I just got a little bit of glue there. All right. Okay, so that is good. That's going to work. So how are we going to attach this wreath, Julie? How are you going to put that in the middle of your board here? Okay, so I'm going to just lay my wreath and I'm going to look at it and see if that's the way I want it, okay? Just going to have to look and see. All right, that looks pretty good to me. So what I'm going to do... Okay, so I've tried wiring this down and I think it's a little too difficult to do. I would probably suggest if you wanted to wire this down is to drill a few holes in the board itself. I'm not going to get the drill out right now, but because this is not going to be, I'm not going to put this outside. This is MDF and it is exposed. So I don't know that I would recommend this for outside, but I really think that this would be really pretty on a wall in your home. So because I'm going to do that, I'm going to add some glue. I use the Gorilla Glue sticks, and I think that that will hold it in place. Again, if I was going outside, I would drill holes in this and I would connect it to the board. It's not going outside. So I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to very quickly put as much glue, and you could use E6000 too. You know, there's no reason why you couldn't do that. It just would take some time for it to set up. But I'm just going to do this, and we're going to flip it over and lay it there and let it, you know, set up. And I'm just going to press that in to the board. Hope you can see this. I also have some some Gorilla Glue that I might stick some of that under here too. And I think that would help. And I'm just going to let this sit overnight and I'm going to let it set up. But I think this is a really unique way to use a wreath because we've got a wreath on this board. And I think the board is really pretty. You can't see a lot of the check mesh, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of trim my wreath up a little bit here so that you can see a little bit more. And that's what's kind of nice about these types of wreaths. You can say, okay, it's a little busy inside here, so I'm going to just kind of take some away so that you can see the beauty of that board behind it. But anyways, I think this is so pretty. So I'm kind of giving it a haircut. Well, I really appreciate the fact that you stayed with me, you watched the whole tutorial, and if you made it this far, I would love it if you would share your favorite smiley emoji in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to hit that notification bell, and join me over on Facebook in my Wreath Creators and More group. And if you like anything crafty, we love craftiness there, so make sure to join. Follow me on Facebook at Julie's Wreath Boutique and on Instagram. So until we meet again, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.